Well, welcome to Heaven Sent. I'm Brooke,
I'm Imani.
and I don't even know what else to say. So we're not even going to really worry about that right now. It sounded good. We attempted. Oh, anyway, so last week we spoke about um your word for the year, your annual goal, your focus for the year. So we hope you all had time to think about it. We're going to discuss ours and how we break down the annual goal. The thing about annual goals is this is just where it starts. It's not the be all end all. This is the beginning of making your goals for the year. So if you can write your annual goal, then you can break it down into your quarterly goal, which will eventually break down into your monthly goal, which will break down into your weekly goal, and your weekly goal will break down into your daily goals. If you meet your daily goals, you will meet your annual goal. Um, and hopefully we can show you that as we go along, and you'll do it with us, and we'll all meet our goal. So, Imani, what was your word for the year?
This year I got a little fancy. I have a few phrases instead.
Oh,
Um, so I think top two phrases are um, don't doubt myself or don't doubt yourself. And the other one is, well, to summarize it, I'd say the other one is um, just like jump into whatever it is that I want to do. Um, and I guess I'll start with the second one. So the way that works is if you're anything like me, you get an idea and then you write it on a post-it or piece of paper, and then you tell yourself you're going to get to it because it's an idea, it was good, it was inspiring. You might even call and talk to friends about it, and it's awesome. And then you go back to regular life, and that idea becomes one of a million. And it's still on that post it, it's still in that notebook or wherever you put it, but it wasn't a sown seed. It was just kind of left on a shelf. So now I've been challenging myself. If I have an idea, what's something that I can do that will push me in that direction? And I've been challenging myself to do it immediately. So like I needed a service done the other day for some products that I would like to create. I made myself in that moment think, who do I know, and I asked for their contact information that my friend knows immediately. And then I immediately messaged that person to move that thing forward because I have so many things that, in a prideful way, I assume I'll have all the time in the world to accomplish. And a lot of the things, too, are much easier to bring to pass than you think. So
hmm
sometimes time fools you a little bit. Because let's say you had that amazing idea 5 years ago, and then 5 years have passed, we can trick ourselves into thinking, well, how different is technology now? Or how different
exactly.
is X, Y, and Z than it was then? Like, well, now I can't start because so much time has passed.
hmm
But you'd be surprised what will happen if you jump in and connect an action to the dream, an immediate action to the dream, so that it doesn't sit there. Then the first one that I mentioned was don't doubt myself. I am wiser than I give myself credit for. And I'm the type of person, if I don't know something, I will find somebody who knows it, or research it to death. So I feel like last year was a lot of seeing signs of things, or seeing that certain things were coming up, or certain things weren't a good fit for me, or certain things were a good fit for me, and just doubting whatever my perception was. So I feel like I had a lot of missed opportunities, and I also had a lot of opportunities that I took on that I would have been better off not taking. And I knew that before I took them. So this year is all about being a lot more intentional as far as that goes, so that you begin to have a life that you actually design, as opposed to a life recovering from impulsive, silly, doubt-filled decisions. Like, that doesn't really make any sense. So that's the goal: intentional living. And I didn't get this far in life and have nothing to show for it. So it's time to use some of those things that I've been learning, the conversations I've had, books I've read, use all that stuff to actually transform my life, instead of saying, well, oh yeah, I know I studied this, or I know someone warned me about this, I'm just gonna ignore it.
Yeah,
I
no.
will do. So I don't really want to go with the flow anymore. I want to determine where that flow goes, so that I can get where I want to be in life.
Exactly. Life is the choices that we make. So, I mean, every single choice leads us in a direction. So, when you make that choice, you're turning your car, you know? So, whether to do it or not to do it, or to wait or not to wait, you're turning your car. So, we just got to remember that. Um, my word is finish for 2021. And it's because coming, um, out of the valley, or out of a hard time, um, I left a lot of things on the back burner. I left a lot of things on the back burner. And it's interesting because I didn't even realize, like, I knew I had stopped working on certain things. And I stopped being consistent, and I stopped putting time into things that weren't, necessarily making the bread and butter. I mean, to be straight up, the things that weren't making the money. So I stopped focusing on them. And going through my files and just organizing things, and putting myself a budget together for 2021, putting the business budget together, pulling the numbers together for 2020, preparing for tax season, I started looking through stuff. And I was surprised at the things that I found, like literally businesses that literally have websites, email addresses, everything. All they need is a phone number and a launch, some advertisement. Um, Books that just need illustration, um, websites, things that I want to sell that just need the finishing aspect. And as I looked through these things, I said, why aren't they done? Like, all of these things are ways to create myself more streams of income. Some of them will create streams of income in which I don't have to necessarily put my time in, or as much time in. It'll work itself, kind of thing. Um, so why aren't they done? Why aren't they done? Especially when I needed them the most. But life pulls you. Life pulls you, life takes you through things. So we get pulled into survival mode, and we stop focusing on the creation piece, and we just do what's going to give um, the immediate payout. Honestly, I mean, what's going to give you the immediate payout. We talked about immediate, um, like immediate gratitude. Like what's the word that I'm
Immediate
looking for?
gratification.
Immediate gratification. Sometimes that immediate gratification comes with a cost. Um, a lot of times it's short term and not long term. So when I started looking into the things that weren't set up, a lot of those things could be long term things for me, for my family, for my business, for my brand. So I need to put them in place. I need to finish them. I need to finish them. So this year I'm going to finish them. I'm not even focusing on starting anything new. I'm literally finishing things that I have already started because that's how many things they are. It'll take me all year, but it's going to be cool. Like, because I am launching a few businesses, but I mean, like, the website's done, bylaws are done. Like, why is it not launched? So those are the things that I'm going to work on this year. I'm going to work on finishing. And being that I know that I'm going to finish and I know that I have what's done, okay, now I'm filling in the middle piece of how do I get from A to D or Z, whatever. Um, so I know I'm going to finish, and each project calls for different things. Um, One of the projects will be advertising. It will be a telephone number, um, but it will also be advertising for um, employees or contractors that want to get into the business. So I have to develop a way to not only advertise for the client piece, but also for the contractor piece, because I'm setting up contractors to help the clients. And I will assist the contractors with making sure that their job is smooth and that they have everything they need. So that plan, that's everything that I need for that to be successful by the end of the year. Not only launched, but launched and running to a certain extent. Being that things like the website are already done, they need a little bit polished. So, um, along the next, being that the annual goal is to finish, I can break it down into four goals. Okay. The four goals, my quarterly goals to get there would be number one, polishing the website. Let's polish it. Let's finish it off. Let's get it ready for launch. And let's get a phone number. Um, then number two, while we're doing that, we're setting up the graphics and the advertising and things like that. The graphics are really done. So it's really about advertising and what the advertising is going to look like. So then that way I can launch the advertising in quarter two. Quarter three, hopefully we'll have a little bit of clients and things like that running around. I mean, coming in. So, and I will start advertising not only online, but on foot and, different business meetings, things like that, that it pertains to. And quarter four, I really want everything running smooth. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, we have 1,000 clients. No, 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 no. I just want everything to be up and running smooth. We could have 3 clients, and guess what? It'll be better than what we had today. So, with your annual goals, you just want to break them down um, into specifics, and that will be with each goal. So, even though our words are finished, okay, my word is finished, and Imani's quotes are, "Don't doubt yourself. and jump into it. I love that immediate. That's going to be your action. I love that. That is so important. Immediacy, priority.
Mm-hmm.
Priority is one of my favorite words. If it's not your priority, it's not getting done. Period. Period. If it's not priority, it is not getting done. And yes, we do have a lot of priorities. We're moms, we're, we're sisters, we have family, you know what I mean? So we do have other responsibilities. We have households to tend to. We have dinners to cook, breakfasts, lunches, houses to clean,
So
whatever. We
much.
have so much stuff, and the list never ends. However, you have to find a way to prioritize your creative ideas and your goals that are going to set up that long term blanket. There's nothing like that long term blanket. Short term is great, and it's what you need now, so you get the bills paid. But long term is what's going to create your retirement. It's going to create the life that you want to live, not the life that you have to live. Um, so how do you what tools do you use to help yourself throughout the year and make sure that you prioritize and things like that, Imani?
Well, I'm a tool fanatic. I've used countless, but to your point that you made about the long-term blanket, I think one of my tools is casting vision. Some people call it visualization. Some people call it sitting in their thinking chair. I know a few people that have a thinking chair. Like this chair is just for thinking, just for visualizing their future, where they want to be. And a lot of times, a lot of times in present day, when you ask someone, why don't you start something? They say it's because they have a humongous list of things to do. But the reason why they have that long list is because they don't have the vehicle financially to be able to either replace and delegate some of those services or outsource those services, and just kind of choose the things that they want to focus on and have that financial vehicle take care of the rest. So like it's a hurdle. It's difficult to get through all those different early stages and build and keep yourself motivated. But the time that you lose and the sacrifices that you make are given back to you once you're able to get to a certain place. Like I know somebody that made 20 grand off of promoting on their page. Like people pay them, like, can you post a picture of me on your page? I'm like, that is some people's yearly salary. And
Mhm.
they work full time. Like they don't even need the money. It's just because, you know?
Exactly.
So casting vision is definitely important. I have these discussions. I talk to myself just like this. Like, girl, look at this. Look at this.
Why am
Um,
I not doing
so
this?
I say casting vision. I say my most important tool has been my community. Like I feel like I've lost so much in my life, but I feel like God has given me angels like this queen that you're all looking at, that just, it's like car maintenance. Like you got the light on, you got to go get checked. Sometimes you just get checked just because you got a feeling deep down in your soul. And so I feel like, especially as a mom, having conversations that remind me that I'm also a woman. I'm not just a walking womb.
Yep,
I'm also
exactly.
a woman. I'm also creative. I also have dreams. I also have things like that. So I feel like it revitalizes me, especially in years like 2020. But especially when life is so busy and heavy and that sort of thing. I feel like that's probably my secret to anything I've ever done. It's always been um, having conversations where I'm both inspired and equipped to go and do what I need to do. And everything I do, I always bring everybody with me. Like I don't, I host a conference, Brooke is speaking. I host a video podcast, Brooke is featured. Like, and so I feel like community is incredibly important because, you know, you don't have to do everything. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to know everyone. But the saying says you're 5 degrees from knowing everyone. Like,
Yeah.
you have one person, then you have that second person that knows the person that you know. By the time you get to the fifth one, that network has expanded. You can see that with LinkedIn
Yeah,
and
I was gonna
Facebook.
say
You
it's
know, how
huge.
many times have you been scrolling and you're
Yeah.
like, I met you in fourth grade. How do you know somebody I work with now in another state?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah, no, it's
so
true.
that's
It's
the power
true.
of connection. So like
I made a
community, getting.
did you see my post today? This morning? I'm trying to think
Mm-mm.
exactly what it said, but it asked pretty much, oh, is your environment supplemental or detrimental to your vision or your progress? Um, and that's exactly what you said. What you said is exactly the meaning of that post. Exactly, verbatim. Um, you have to make sure that your surroundings encourage what you have going on. Um, if they're distracting you from what you have going on, then it's not going to help you advance. It's not going to help you complete what you need to complete or work on what you need to work on, because it will pull you away instead of let you dwell or let you focus. Um, so those things matter. Having the friend that's an editor like Imani, or having the friend that's a lawyer or a psychologist, or whatever. Um, that's one thing. Your network, your circle, those contacts in your phone, they matter. And if they're not progressive or bare minimum positive towards what you have going on, minimize, minimize, minimize. Don't allow it to slow you down. Um, that's one thing. We have to be cognizant of the things that we do on our free time. We already have a 9 to 5 to work. You know, my 9 to 5, I do work for myself, but I do work 9 to 5. Period. I work 40 days a week. So I mean 40 hours a week for the most part, or 35 to 40 or whatever. So we still have that 40 hours to commit. Then we have the time to commit time to commit to our children and our home. So when you talk about the time that you're putting into your business or whatever you're creating, it's not much. It's not much. So when we use the word supplemental or detrimental, those couple hours a day that you have to put into that, or those wee hours of the night that you're going to stay up to work towards that, is your spouse going to be supportive of that? Or are your friends going to be supportive of that? Or are they going to drag you out, all the time, 3 4 nights a week? Or are they going to drag you to business meetings? So, one thing I developed, especially in my girlfriends in Charlotte, we had meetings. We had meetings at the hookah bar. We had meetings, and I'm talking about birthday celebrations. My girls will know exactly what I'm talking about. And we're in the hookah bar talking about, yeah, this is how we're gonna make this money, and this is what we're gonna set up, and this is how we're gonna set it up. And we done came up with a name for the business and everything. But those are the type of people that you have to have around you to keep you going and keep you moving towards your goal, because you want um because it helps push us. It helps push us. It's not an easy thing. It's hard work. It's hard work. I graduated 2000, so I've been out of high school for 20 years. I've always had my accounting company because my parents had an accounting company. But the other things that I've developed over the last couple of years, and I'll say last Hmm, 6 to 10 years. The things that I've developed, but they take time. It does not happen tomorrow. Sometimes you do get the one thing that does flip it, and you get that jump. But it takes time. There's a lot of background work that's being done. So that's why it's important to take that annual goal and break it down into four, and then break that four down into three, and then break those threes down into fours again, because you're going to make it more simple. You're going to make it more reachable. You're going to make it more tangible, accessible to you. Um, a lot of this is a mind game. A lot of this is a mind game. You control your mind. You control what you do. You control the decisions you make. You control the choices that you make. So, what you decide to focus on or what you decide to do, either it's going to help you tomorrow, or it's going to get you the immediate gratification, and it's going to only help you today. And then tomorrow you're back to square one. It's your choice. Um, I love, I think I'm going to be doing that. Like, if I have anything new or something like that, like, I think I am doing that immediately, like immediate reach out. Because the one thing I will say is, for some of the things that have been dropped, people come back to me and say, "Hey, Brooke, what happened to that book that you talked to me about?" One of my cousins, she's an illustrator. She came back to me, "Hey, Brooke, what happened to that book you wanted me to illustrate? Thank you for reminding me. I put it in the back corner. I put it in the back corner. The book is done. Book is done. Written. The whole story is done. I forgot the little boy's name. I think is Johnny. He got brothers and sisters in the whole nine." Ah, so, but I do use an organizer. I do use a planner. I do have a budget. My consistent goals are always to reduce unnecessary spending. I try to double think it when I go through that fast food line. um, and increase my disposable income. Um, when you reduce unnecessary spending, you increase your disposable income. Right now, 2020, I promise you. Matter of fact, I already know because I've been watching the stocks. Okay. All those online subscriptions that we've all been subscribing to that weren't that important in 2019. We all got one or two in 2020. Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hulu. Now it's HBO Max. What's the new one? Oh, Disney Plus. Are they all necessary? Are you watching everyone at least once a month or twice or two, three times a month, however the amount is? Oh no, I'm guilty too. I have at least three of them. I have at least three of them. But by the end of the year, we're going to be down to two. I might have actually. Do I have three? I have three. I might have four.
I will say that I am the friend that's on all of them, but it's not on my credit card. See, so that's how you got to do it.
The smart move. Smart move. Look, community. Oh, yeah. And I mean, that all reduces the bills. It reduces unnecessary monthly spending. I mean, there's other subscriptions also that have come out because of the change in cable TV and things like that. So, I mean, we have to watch it. We make those decisions. So, My call to action this week is going to be, last week was to write down your annual goal. This week, we're going to break that annual goal down into four: first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Broad strokes. What needs to be done? Where do you need to be? You can go backwards or you can go forwards, whatever makes sense. But break it down into four broad, broad, broad goals. Okay. And then we'll break those down into some baby steps. Imani?
Yeah, I love that. I'd say my goal actually for January is to start the habit of journaling every day and just holding myself accountable at the end of the evening to weigh my day and look at basically taking inventory of how my intentions are going, because everybody has intentions. Everybody has things they want to do, and so that's my goal, to probably check in the morning and in the evening to see how my morning intention was actually fulfilled, and if it wasn't, it's all right, but now I need to move it over to the next day and make sure that the next two get done, or get completed. So I think that's my thing, really taking a microscope with using a microscope to look at my life and how I live it each day to make sure that I'm accomplishing what I want to accomplish and I'm not letting life just like pass me by. So I think that's a great call to action, especially if you have a planner. If you're anything like me, your planner's full in like January and then it's kind of empty and then you remember you have a planner in December. So that's how the journaling and checking in can help you, because I wasted money. Okay, I really should be buying $2 planners. I used the $2 worth of them $25 Target planners that I bought.
Me too. I have a great planner. And hopefully I'll bring her on. But I bought a great planner and this is the second year I had it. But just like you said, I used it in January. I think I looked over it maybe like March, glanced over it in like June, and then December came. And the planner is very detailed, very organized. It draws out multiple goals. Um, it's excellent. But this year I'm going to try to use it more consistently. I kind of call it a Bible because she really like included almost everything. Only thing that's not in there is my budget for the most part. Um, but if I if I stay on it and I look at that planner daily, then it will keep me on task. So this year, my challenge to my one of my challenges to myself is to really follow the planner and follow it through for the whole year.
All right, so
Well, we want to thank you for joining us at Heaven Sent, and we hope you enjoyed our conversation. And don't forget to break your goals down. And we will definitely talk more about it next time.
I can't wait. I need to go find my journal, girl.
Better get on it. Get on it. This is our year.
I have been using my planner more, so.
Yes, mine is somewhere around here, but I really want to bring her on, Miss Young, Rich, and Rooted. So yes. Till next time.
Till next time. Bye, everybody.